Ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube universe, what is going on with you on this Saturday afternoon? It is Saturday, March 16th, 2024, roughly 3:30 p.m. California time. I am, of course, your always gracious host, Fallon from GoNootropics.com, coming at you with the Bing Crosby. Cheers. We are sipping on the Peaties. We are sipping on the Peaties Bing Black. You walk into the store and you can't make it out of the store without seeing 1,000 different energy drinks. You think you've seen them all, and then you see the latest one. This one only has 120 milligrams of caffeine, and that's right up my alley. I don't need 200 milligrams, 250 milligrams of caffeine. Give me 80 to 120. I'm not trying to have a panic attack. So we are sipping on the Bing. We are thinking about quitting a Monday. I got all this loot coming in. The Kava, the Mucuna, which I'm going to try to use the Mucuna to kind of taper down the restless legs. Because they say it's a dopamine related thing when you get the restless legs. This is like dopamine. It feels almost like, doesn't it, like a lack of blood flow? When you get those restless legs, it's almost like a tingly feeling that your legs just aren't getting enough blood. So maybe something to do with the blood. I'm going to try to do my best to do whatever I can, short of taking harder pharmaceuticals, to deal with these restless legs. I'm going to do it cold turkey. I know in the last video I was talking about taking that one little nighttime dose, that one little 5 gram dose at night, and tapering that down over the course of a week. But I'm thinking that's just prolonging the inevitable, right? Isn't taking that one little dose just prolonging the inevitable? I've done it cold turkey in the past. For some reason, I think this time's going to be harder. This could be because I have been taking 30 to 40 grams per day. Taking the Kratom in 4 to 5 gram doses every 45 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes. I've kind of been ratcheting things up. And so in my head, I kind of feel like it's going to be harder, but time will tell. But I'm just going to do it cold turkey. That's what I've always done. I just want to get this out, right? I just want to get the Kratom out of my life. And there's no quicker way to do that than with the cold turkey method. So we got the Kava. We got the Mucuna. We got all these things. We have the minerals. A lot of you guys have mentioned minerals, which I don't talk about. Partly because I kind of take minerals all the time. The magnesium, the selenium, all these minerals, the zinc. We think that Kratom depletes these things, right? Kratom is probably depleting you of nutrients. It's a diuretic. So you take Kratom, you're peeing more. Your body probably has to use a bunch of nutrients to process the Kratom inside of the liver. So it's not too far-fetched to assume that, you need to up your dose of things like magnesium, zinc, all these things. Very, very crucial. So I'll be doing that. I'll be using the Mucuna. I'll be using the Kava. I'll be using the black seed oil. I'll be high dosing the vitamin C, baby. I'll probably start loading up on that starting tonight. Start with a 5 gram dose of vitamin C, and maybe tomorrow take it 2 times during the day, 10 grams, and then the next day take it 3 grams or 15 grams of vitamin C on the third day. And just see where that takes us, baby. See where that takes us. See if that helps. It'd be nice to avoid the restless legs, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be nice to quit Kratom and not have all these withdrawal symptoms? Of course, it'd be nice, but is it realistic? You're going to deal with a little bit of pain. People look for the magic bullet, they look for the thing that's going to help them the most. And you just really find that there's going to be a certain threshold of pain that you got to go through. I talked about this in the book, which, by the way, thank you to everybody who's went out and purchased both of my books. You guys have been buying those books. So for that, I'm much gratitude extended to you guys for checking my books out. If you haven't checked those books out, I'll link them in the description below. You guys can check those out. They're good books. One guy left a comment. He said, he hasn't seen my videos in months. I think maybe even years. He said he wasn't watching my videos, and he came back only to find I'm still talking about Kratom. I'm still taking Kratom. I'm using Kratom. I'm quitting Kratom. And I said, look, I'm not proud of that. I'm not proud that I'm still using Kratom after all these years. I'm not over here gloating as I hit the record button on the camera. I'm not dipping into the precious, gloating and feeling good about myself, So we got to take this horse out to pasture. We got to let this dog die. Been there, done it, literally wrote 2 books on Kratom. So Monday, we're just going to cold turkey it. I was thinking, later in the week, I've got a funeral to go to, a funeral. And like I said in the book, there's just never a good time to do it. You're going to be waiting around forever if you say to yourself, you know what, I'll do it after this. Or you know what, I'll do it after this birthday or this party or this funeral, or I'll do it after this busy week at work, this busy day at work. I'll do it after all my meetings. There's just always going to be something that comes up. So we're just going to stick to the plan. Monday, Doomsday, that's when all my stuff comes. The kava, the mucuna, just a few of the things I need to make this somewhat palatable. The kava's going to help. I don't know if the mucuna's going to help. I hope that helps the restless legs. If this is like a dopamine thing, the restless legs, well, that might help a little bit. But in my experience, nothing really helps those, short of like the harder pharmaceuticals. Nothing really helps the restless legs. If you get the restless legs, you're going to be dealing with them anywhere from like 3 days to like a couple weeks. And they will taper down in intensity over time. I've quit Kratom a lot, and the restless legs, that's kind of like the one symptom you just can't throw anything at. It's kind of frustrating. That's the one thing you kind of got to go through. But I'm hoping that with a lot of this stuff, it's going to make it somewhat palatable. So Monday is the day. I'll be quitting. I'll be keeping you guys updated. And hopefully in a week's time, we won't have to talk about Kratom anymore. We could move on to greener pastures. We could take this horse out to pasture so we can move on to greener pastures. What does that look like? I don't know. There's a lot of stuff you guys want me to try. I'm interested in trying a lot of new stuff. Nootropics Depot has a lot of, new stuff out there that kind of looks cool. So we'll talk about that. We'll get back to the more free form videos, just shooting the shit, maybe some current events. Sometimes you guys like to hear my opinions on what's going on today. I've got my opinions. So, we'll explore some of this stuff, but we got to get the Kratom out of our system. We got to take the horse out to pasture, and it's just something that has to be done. Take the horse out to pasture, bury the horse, grieve, Don't you grieve the precious. It's kind of like you lay the precious down, you grieve, you stroke the face of the precious. But you eventually say, don't you, that it's time to say goodbye. And that's what time it is, baby. So, Monday, look forward to update videos. I don't think I'm going to be feeling so terrible that I can't do videos. There's stuff I got to do anyways. I got to go to work. I got to do this stuff. And just because I'm going through Kratom withdrawals doesn't mean that life stops, right? It's a temporary moment of pain that I don't think a lot of people understand. They think that these things last forever. These are symptoms that are going to last forever. And oh, it's so hard. And yeah, it's going to be mildly difficult. But it's something that you got to do. And you have to see that goal. The big problem with Kratom, and I talk about it in the book, is it's almost so benign. Kratom almost doesn't give you a good enough reason to quit, because when you take Kratom, the suffrage is almost it's tolerable. Yeah, it's taking from you, but not in these massive ways that kind of make you take a second look in the mirror. So it's hard to justify quitting Kratom when you think it gives you all these benefits, and kind of the negatives it's producing in your mind and your body and your spirit are kind of like you could almost brush them under the rug and not think about them. But for me, they're quite nagging, and I just hate that nagging feeling that every time I take it, I'm just not feeling 100%. I'm not feeling 100% myself. My emotions are all over the place. I'm lethargic. And yeah, it's not like a hard drug, but it nags you to the point that it becomes very annoying. And something that you do end up taking a second look, and you say to yourself, you know what? I'd be better off without this. If you're not in pain, I truly believe you're better off without Kratom, unless you could keep your doses minimal. We've talked about this till we're blue in the face. If you could stay at a low threshold every day, take it a few times a week. Some people can get away with that. I'm not somebody who can get away with that, and many of you are kind of in this same boat. So we're kind of all in this same boat. We're all kind of addicts. If we're in it to win it, baby. And that's that. So Monday is the day. Monday's the doomsday. The doomsday clock is counting down, so stay tuned. Fallon, go to nootropics.com. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And I will see you very soon. Peace.